Welcome to the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley, California, the location of the second Republican presidential primary debate. It's something of a head-spinning location for a Republican debate, the physical embodiment of the most popular modern Republican president, whose legacy the most recent Republican president largely rejected. And all of it in a deeply democratic state. But peel back the layers, and there's a lot to learn from the experience of this part of the country in the time since Reagan, both about how America has changed and about who could win the next presidential election. When the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library opened in 1991, the Los Angeles Times proclaimed, "Reagan country gets put on map." In the mid-2000s, a study of voting patterns concluded Simi Valley, a suburb north of Los Angeles, was one of the most conservative cities in America. It voted for the Republican candidate in every single presidential election since it was incorporated as a city in the late 1960s. That is, until 2020. In the last presidential election, it voted for a Democrat, Joe Biden, for the first time ever. The trend that took Simi Valley from a bastion of Republicanism to a win for Democrats is a story of two changes that have remade the American suburbs politically. They've become significantly more diverse and more educated, both of which are indicators of voting for Democrats. Over the past 30 years, the percentage of Simi Valley residents who are Hispanic or Asian has doubled, and the share of residents with at least a bachelor's degree has grown by more than half. But while Democrats have made gains here, the 2020 election was still incredibly close. Biden won by less than a single percentage point. Now, that may not matter in a state like California, where the Democratic presidential candidate is all but certain to win statewide in 2024. But suburbs just like Simi Valley, in more competitive states, could go a long way in determining who wins the presidency. And recently, Republicans have made gains with voters of color, who increasingly call the American suburbs home. I talked to voters in Simi Valley with immigrant backgrounds themselves, who've previously supported Democrats but are leaning Republican.
We support more on the more conservative side because, we believe in like hard work and just working our way up to where we want to be in life without depending a whole lot on the government.
My uncle said something, and my uncle's a hardworking man. Like he, has his truck business.
Yeah.
And he just said, "Mija,"
who is an immigrant too.
And he said, "Mija, for me, because I work hard and I have my business, Trump did good for me."
Okay, so I voted for Biden. I don't know yet, but I might be leaning towards Trump a little bit. There's one pressing issue. Because I am a conservative and religious man. So in California, we lately started pushing the LGBTQ agenda to the school and to the child, to the kid.
Places like Simi Valley will play an important role in the 2024 general election. But voters here in California will play a starring role in the Republican primary before it even gets to that. While it's true that California is an overwhelmingly Democratic state, it's also home to more Republican voters than any other state in the nation. 6 million. And as a result, it has the biggest say in who wins the Republican primary. And Republican voters in California tend to like former President Donald Trump. Recent polling shows him leading the pack this year by about 40 points. Is there somebody that you'd support in the Republican primary?
I'd go for Trump. Yeah. To be honest, yeah.
And why is that?
When he was in office, just price of gas was lower. We didn't have this whole thing with Ukraine. He's, to me, more for the American person.
During Trump's campaign in 2016, he talked about a Muslim ban as far as immigration is concerned.
Those are extreme views, and I'm a Muslim. His extreme views, I don't like that. So has to be a way in between. So, it's like this side is like too extreme, this side is too loose. So you have to find a middle ground.
Republicans watching the debate on Wednesday will have two big questions to answer. One, even though he won't be on stage, are they ready to settle on the leader of the pack? And two, if they do, will he be able to turn Reagan country red again?